What's good, my beautiful people? Back with another video. It's your boy 88. Today we're going to talk about how we can overcome lust. For real. So I got some topics right here written down. I've been doing some studying, and I've just been feeling like a lot of these online coaches, they're just leading you to sin. I was one of them people that was being led. I was even kind of pitching some of the stuff, but I had to correct myself and come before God and really repent. So I want to say I'm sorry if you were watching some of my other videos. But I wasn't really all the way, but even if you're kind of doing it, you're doing it. So the reason I say these online coaches, online dating coaches in particular, are leading the men culture to sin, because basically with a lot of these semen retention videos, it's basically like you're retaining your seed just to get more woman. You understand what I'm saying? And it's idolizing them. Idolatry. Do you know what idolatry is? I'm going to put the definition on the screen for the people who don't really know what that means. And this, like I said, this video is about how we can overcome lust. Idolatry is extreme admiration, love, or reverence for something or someone. So even though you may not love these women per se, but I can notice how the definition says for something or someone. So you're worshiping sex. You're worshiping these women. You're doing it all out of vain. And that's definitely not what God wants us to do. He wants us to retain our seed just because it's the right thing to do, to be obedient. You know what I mean? He wants us to retain our seed just so we can get our life force back, because it was never meant for us to live like this. So a lot of times, you see guys just having sex with countless women, and they think that makes them a man. Just because just because you have a dick, just because God gave you male parts, it does not make you a man. It does not make you alpha just because you have sex with hundreds and 10, 20, whatever your body count is. It doesn't really matter. So if you're a young man, or you older than me, younger than me, put that pride to the side and just learn. Be bold, stand on business. Because from what I've been seeing, just from retaining, not only am I receiving blessings and benefits, I'm being obedient to God, to the Most High. Because He is a seer of our hearts. He sees our mind. He sees everything. So we can't play hide and seek, you know what I mean? We can't play hide and seek. You got to get your power back. You got to get your energy back. You probably could have so much more productive days if you had energy. But when you combine the drinking, the weed, having sex all the time, you're like a zombie. You're drained. How are you going to produce? If you have a family, how are you going to provide for your family if you don't have the energy to get up and go to work? Because that's a sin too, being a sloth. That's one of the 7 deadly sins, you know what I mean? Being a sloth, having a sloth-like spirit. But all these things, you can be delivered from them. But I just wanted to put you guys on for the ones who are willing to listen, and let their hearts be convicted. You know what I mean? Idolatry. Think about it. Have you ever worshiped sex? Keep it real with yourself. You ain't got to tell nobody, but keep it real with you. Because when you go and lay your head down at night, God knows your thoughts, God knows your heart, and you also know how you feel. Have you been feeling convicted to change? Have you been feeling that conviction? Because that flesh is not going to make you feel convicted. But God will. He'll put that on your heart. But, some people listening, some people pick up the phone. It's like when God convicts your heart, it's like He's calling you. Some people pick up the phone, some people don't. I advise you to pick up the phone, because on the other side of that phone is life. True life. You got to understand, this is not really a semen retention video. Retain your seed, get your energy back. But what I'm saying is, this is how you can overcome that lustful nature. This is how you can overcome that lustful nature. I got some scriptures too to how to overcome lust. I'm going to pull them up real quick. You have heard it said of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and cast it from you, for it is more profitable for you that one of your members perished and your whole body may be cast into hell. So what that means is, some people may think, do I literally have to cut my arm off, gouge my eye out? No, that's not what it's saying literally. But it's much more better for you to. So you have to really cut off those things that cause you to sin, your environment, those people. As a man, sometimes you have to learn to say no to these women. If they're coming to you, if you're a handsome guy, you know what I mean. We're not doing that. We're not playing. Be serious. If you're a handsome guy, you're gonna have women approach you. You're gonna have women throw themselves at you. They're gonna feel your energy. Those Jezebel spirits. Think about the story with Samson and Delilah. She really stayed with this guy, built him up, helped build with him, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just for his downfall. They're praying for your downfall. They feel your energy. They know that they just want to use you until it no longer benefits them. You understand what I'm saying? It no longer benefits them. A real man is not just a man who... A real man is not a person who just has sex with women, because you got to ask yourself, am I determining my value based on how many women I sleep with? You got to ask yourself that. Truly. Because I'm just speaking from experience. I'm not bigger than you. I'm not overly righteous. I'm not any better than you. As a human, we all are able to sin and we all fall short. Nobody's perfect, but we should strive to be perfect just as Jesus Christ. Even Jesus was tempted. You know what I mean? Jesus was tempted countless times through the word, but he chose to go the other way. He chose to go the other way. And throughout the video, I'm going to be putting some scriptures on the screen for about 5 to 15 seconds. So if you got to feel the need, screenshot it, write it down. You know what I mean? It may help you in the future. You have to fast. How do you really overcome lust? You have to fast. You got to pray. You got to suffer. What do I mean by suffer? Jesus Christ suffered, right? But I'm not meaning that you have to suffer, get pinned to a cross or anything. He already did all that for us. But when they say pick up your cross daily and suffer, that means, turn your head against the willful sin. Willful, like the one that you do on your own that you know is wrong. It's one thing to be ignorant and not know. Like if you didn't know any of this, it's one thing to be ignorant. But it's another thing to just be a fool. It's another thing to be a fool. It's another thing, like, would you throw up, right? Say you threw up, you ate some bad food, some of this GMO stuff, right? Would you go back and eat that throw up? Nah, bro. That's disgusting. You got to look at it like that, too, with the sinful nature, because you're not just causing the sin. You're causing the sin to your body, your temple. We're supposed to protect our temple. But the more you do it, you're going to grow to think that it's not wrong. And a lot of these online coaches, on these online dating coaches, bro, they're telling you to do all these things, to retain the seed, to do all these things just to get women. Like I made a video like maybe a week ago how I was doing semen retention for the wrong reasons, but then I changed. And so can you. You can change too, no matter how old you are, young you are. I had a guy hit me up. He's 16. He's been doing semen retention for 100 days. If you're watching this video, my G, salute to you. Keep going. Don't conform to how everybody else is doing. I messed up. I fell short. But I'm getting my life back. I'm getting my life back in order. But you can keep doing the same thing over and over. You can change. Because one day you're going to wake up and you're like, dang, where did the time go? I've been doing the same thing. Because, look, you're just a zombie if you're just ejaculating 2-3 times a day. You're chasing women. A lot of you may have that friend who's like, every time he wants to go out, he's just, oh, let's go get the girl. Who's in the cut? Who's in the mix? Oh, yeah, you see her over there? Let's go. Nah, bro. Nah. You probably can't even talk to a woman without even thinking about sex. Can you hold a conversation with a woman? So this is not me trying to teach you guys how to date women and pick up women or anything like that. This is a video about how you can overcome lust and respect yourself as a man, because a lot of men don't respect themselves. I can look in a lot of men's eyes. If you're not retaining, you can't even hold eye contact. But I can look a lot of men in their eyes and just tell truly that they're not happy. Because I was once one of those. Wasn't happy, truly. But now when you submit and surrender, that's the true power, being obedient. You think you smashing all these women is being powerful. When you're being obedient, that's where the true power comes in, because that's when God can put you in position to do things that your mind can't even fathom. So the way you overcome lust, you have to fast, you have to pray relentlessly. Just keep doing it and keep going and keep going. Pick up that cross daily and suffer. Like if you know you want to smoke or whatever, like I'm talking about vices now. If you know you want to smoke, stop hanging around those guys who do it. If you know that this certain female always wants to just drain you, why go over there if you know what's good? If she hitting you up on the phone, Red, you ain't even got to respond. That's how a lot of times you get enticed by these women, because you're weak. Your flesh is weak. You're used to doing it, but you can overcome it and build that strength up. It's just like going to the gym. The more you work out your biceps, you know what I'm saying? You're doing your curls or whatever. The more you work out your biceps, they're going to get stronger. So the more that you abstain and the more you say no and the more you show self-respect for yourself and the more you do all these things, it's going to get stronger. That willpower is going to get stronger to say no. But now, you don't have much willpower. Just keeping it a stack, keeping it 100 with you. So I hope a lot of people can gain something from this video. I'm going to make more parts to it on how you can overcome lust, because you're not in this alone. And this does not have to be a topic that you feel uncomfortable to talk about. A lot of guys, you may talk to them about it and they may be like, oh, you're tripping. Nah, you tripping, bro. You tripping big time. I was tripping big time, but I had to turn it around. Get your raw power back. Just because you got a dick don't make you alpha, bro. Just because you got a dick don't make you a man. Just because you have kids doesn't make you a father. You understand what I'm saying? You got to take care of them. You got to protect. You have to protect, provide, and lead. Even if you don't have kids, you still have to protect, provide, and lead. That's what we're truly sent here to do. Of course, we are sent here. I'm not saying never have sex, but once you find that right woman, ordained by God, get married and stuff like that, then go ahead and, do your thing. But don't get married just to have sex. That's stupid. That's not the whole point of it. That's not the whole point of it at all. Make sure I hit the like button. Make sure I hit the notification bell. Subscribe. I really would appreciate it. It helps this video be pushed to people who really need to see it. Because a lot of people out here are battling lust. They're battling those addictions, idolatry, worshiping sex, worshiping these women. But I'm telling you, once you start to retain it, you get that clarity. Women gonna be throwing themselves at you, so that doesn't mean just dive back into the water and dive back into that sin. You have to build up that willpower and say no. Just like I said, you're working out your muscle. You're gonna get stronger by working out your bicep. The more you hit legs, the stronger your legs are gonna get. The more you practice your willpower, the more you surrender to God, the stronger your relationship's gonna get, and the stronger your willpower is gonna get. A man that says yes to everything, his no means nothing. Somewhere on the screen, probably right here, if you want to find out more information about my journey, on my senior retention journey, click right here. I'm going to put the video right over here. Y'all be blessed. Stay prayed up.